So hello people, today we'll be solving LeetCode daily question that is 834, that is sum of distances in tree, and in this will be given will be an undirected connected tree with n nodes labeled from 0 to n minus 1 and n minus 1 edges. Okay, and we'll be given an integer n and the array edges where edges I will be equal to ai bi, that represents that there is an edge between node ai and bi in the tree, and we have to return an array answer of length n where answer I is the sum of distances between the I node of the tree and to the all other nodes. Okay, so basically I'll just quickly explain the question again. So this is our tree, so we need to return like from 0th node distance of the first node is 1, second node is 1, so this by now our distance is 2. Then from 0 to 3 the distance is 2 again, so that sums up to 4. 0 to 4 it's 4, it's 2 again, so that sums up to 2, that sums up to 6, and then 0 to 5 then it's again 2, so that sums up to 8. Okay, so that's why we are having 8. If we are try to see from 1, the distance from 1 node to 0, that's 1, so now my current sum is 1. From 1 to 2 it's 2, so that sums up to be 3. And then what I am having is that my current from 1 to 3, 4 and 5, the sums is 3, so 3 into 3, that sums up to 9, plus 3, that is 12. Okay, okay, so this is what we need to implement, that we need to return the values from this count, basically the sum of each node from one node. Okay, so for this firstly we need a graph, so I'll be declaring the graphs like in global scope only, so that I don't have to uh, initialize like send it as a reference again and again. So it will be a graph of integer and list of integer, which will be carrying the nodes. So let's call it it's list, or let's call it tree only. And now we'll be having the count of the nodes it visits, that is int an array of count and an array of my answer array and answer. Okay, now initialize these. Let's tree that will be equal to a new hash map. Okay, my count that will be equal to new int of size n. My answer array that will be equal to of size n again, and now I'll be adding for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I'll be adding a new array to it, that map tree dot put, sorry, tree dot put I comma a new array list. Okay, now and also I'll do is I'll fill the arrays of count with one, arrays dot fill count comma 1, because there will be at least like we are having one edge, and also the node the sum will at least be 1. Okay, now let's create the tree, that for int edge in edges, what I'll have to do is that tree dot put, oh sorry, first tree dot get edge 0 dot add edge 1, and then let's the vice versa of it, edge 0 dot and edge 1. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll call the dfs twice, that dfs 0 comma minus 1. Minus 1 is basically here the parent node. Now I'll call it write up function again, that dfs 2, that in this I'll be passing it again, that 0 comma minus 1, and at the end I'll just return the answer array. Okay, and now let's quickly write this function, that is firstly it will be dfs1 uh, private void dfs. It will be taking two parameters, node and the parent. We are taking minus 1 as the parent because we will be starting from the node 0, and we are considering that it doesn't have any parent, or let's say minus 1 is the parent, which is not a valid node. Okay, and now what we'll be doing is basically that for int child in graph dot get node, what we'll be doing is that I'll be saying, so firstly, that if child is not equal to parent, that is we are not in a loop, So I'll be calling the DFS again with child comma the parent as the node, and what I'll be doing is in the my count of node array I'll be adding the count of child, how many nodes are connected to the child, and now my result node I'll add that will be equal to result of child, the number of nodes child is having, plus the count of the nodes through which child is connected, count of child. Okay, and so this is just a defs function, and the second one is also pretty similar, so I'll just copy it quickly and dfs2 that for int child in graph dot get node if child is not equal to parent. What I'll do is, okay, so firstly here this is the chain that here I'll be doing result of child will be equal to result of node minus the count of child plus count dot length, that are the total number of nodes, minus count of child, and then I'll call the dfs2 again with parameters as child comma node. Okay, now let's quickly run it. Okay, so it says graph. I made many mistakes suddenly. It should be tree first of all, and then here also it's not result, it's answer instead. Answer. Okay, now let's run it again. Yeah, and it gets accepted. Now let's submit it. Okay, and works perfectly fine. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you for watching.